Good morning, students. I'm Anjit here, your history teacher. Just open your books, chapter number 8, Akbar the Great, page number 81. Clear? So, in this chapter, we will learn about the great king of Mughal Empire, that is Akbar the Great. Why he was called Akbar the Great? Because he was the one who brought glory to his empire. So that's why he's with his name the Great written. So first I will tell you about the early life of Akbar. He was a son of Humayun and his full name is Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar. The great of the Mughal, he born Amr at Amarkot, and after his father's death when Humayun died, Jalaluddin Muhammad ascended the throne in 1556. So in which year he ascended the throne? 1556, after the death of his father, and during that time he was only at the age of 14. So after that, after his father's death, just he who guided him, Baram Khan. See the name Baram Khan. So Baram Khan was one of the faithful and experienced general of his father's army. His father's faithful experienced general. So he guided him to consolidate his position. So number of battles fought by Akbar under the guidance of Baram Khan. So among that, main battle is second battle of Panipat, which took in 1556. So maybe in sixth class you learned that the first battle of Panipat, which took in 1526, that fought between Ibrahim Lodi and Babur. So here we will learn about the second battle of Panipat, who the same place, same historical battlefield place is there, Panipat. So second battle of Panipat took fought between Akbar and Hemu, one of the Afghan general. Clear? So soon after his ascension, the major threat came from a Hindu named Hemu, who had risen in the service of ruling Afghan and also became the chief minister of Adil Shah. In 1556, he led the army force into Delhi, and the city of Delhi fell into the hands of Hemu. Akbar, under the advice of Baram Khan, marched forward against Hemu's superior forces. So he guided him, Baram Khan guided him, and under his guidance, forces of Akbar fought with Hemu, and they both armies met at on the historical battlefield of Panipat in 1556. Hemu was defeated and killed by Akbar. So, what was the impact of this battle? The main major impact of this battle was that it destroyed the Afghan power. Clear? Afghan power destroyed by this war, and it also consolidated the Mughal Empire. Next, Akbar conquest in the north. So, number of conquests fought by the Akbar made many conquests. So, among that, some of conquest made in north side and some in south side is given. Clear? So, we will learn about first north. Akbar made many conquests after his victory at Panipat. So, Akbar thought of bringing peace and order in the country by extending his empire. So to extend his empire, number of conquests made by him. First, see the map of India given in your book. That pink color portion, clear, that was the Mughal Empire. Clear, this show the territories of extension of Mughal Empire. All the boundaries which come under the pink color, that's was extended by the Akbar. Clear. So Mughal Empire at the death of Akbar present. So see the first area which come under the Mughal Empire. In 1560, in CE 1561, Akbar sent a huge force under Adam Khan, one of the General Adam Khan. Under his command, Akbar sent one force to conquer Malwa. So Malwa was captured by Akbar. This one is Malwa. Next, in 1564, Mughal forces led by Asaf Khan attack and later on annexed Garg Katanga. Garg Katanga was the northern part of Golconda. This is one Gondwana, sorry, Gondwana. Gondwana's northern part is known as Ghar Katanga, and the ruler of that Ghar Katanga was come under the Rani Durgavati. Clear? That also captured by the Mughal. Akbar. Akbar captured Chittor in CE 1568. The Rana of Mewar had refused to submit to Akbar. Akbar marched up to Chittor and captured it. Clear? So Chittor also captured by the Akbar. Then he conquered to Kalinjar, Ranthambore, Gujarat, and by 1570 all Rajput princes had accepted his sovereignty. Clear? Means slowly all areas captured by Akbar. Rana Pratap continued the struggle against the Mughal after his father's death. He was defeated in the Battle of Haldi Ghati, one of the famous Battle of Haldi Ghati. Clear? So Rana Pratap continued the struggle against the Mughal after his father's death. So in 1576, Battle of Haldi Ghati, but he did not submit and later reoccupy the lost territory, except this city of Chittor. Next, Akbar sent his army to fight against Daud Khan, the Sultan of Bengal. The Sultan was defeated and killed in the battle. Bengal was a rich province and brought in a layer amount of revenue to the Mughal treasury. So Akbar sent his army to fight against Daud Khan also, Sultan of Bengal. Clear? Sultan was defeated and killed in this battle. Akbar army conquered Kabul in 1581. Kashmir in 1586, Sindh in 1591 and Balochistan in 1595. Clear? So Kandahar, Kabul, Afghanistan, Chittor, Malwa, Gondwana, all these territories come under the Mughal Empire by the efforts of Akbar. Akbar annexed Orissa in 1592. Clear? Orissa also conquered by the Akbar. Now next we will learn about the areas of south side. So Akbar conquers in the south. From 1598 to 1601, the Mughal forces remained busy in the Deccan. Ahmednagar was taken from Chand Bibi in CE 1600. She was killed by her own army. The Mughal then captured Asirgarh, a very strong fort of Kandesh, in 1601. Akbar annexed three provinces in the Deccan: Berar, Ahmednagar, and Khandesh. Clear? So Bidar, Ahmednagar, and Khandesh. This one you can see in the map. Bidar, Khandesh, and Ahmednagar. So all these territory captured by him. Clear? Now Akbar administration. We will talk about the administration, one of the important features of Mughal Empire. So Akbar had divided his empire into 15 subas. How many subas? Total 15 subas are there. Subas means provinces. So which provinces are there? Names written there. Which subas name? Provinces name. Total 15 in number. Kabul, Lahore, Multan, Delhi, Agra, Ajmer, Allahabad, Awadh, Bihar, Bengal, Ahmedabad, Malwa, Berar, Khandesh, and Ahmednagar. So all 15 are. He divided his empire into 15 subas. Akbar was a great administrator. He followed and improved upon the policies of Sher Shah. Whatever the policies related to administration followed by Sher Shah, same administration policy adopted by him. He was the first Mughal ruler to look after the welfare of the people, irrespective of their religious beliefs. So he looked after the welfare of people. The administration of Akbar can be divided into two parts: central and provincial. So further we will learn the administration which run under the central as and in provincial. Two parts, two categories we will cover. So see the next, central administration. So in this we will learn about the central administration. Under the administration system, the administration was headed by the emperor. Emperor means king, who had absolute powers. So Akbar was a benevolent king means kind king. He had a council of ministers. Number of ministers were there in his court who assist him, who time to time help him. The ministers were head of different department. Each minister had head of the any one department. He recruited Hindus and Muslims to public offices. His council of minister, in which number of ministers were there, some of the names written here, like Wazir. Wazir, also known as Diwan, who was the head of revenue department. So Wazir, head of revenue department. Next is Mir Bakshi, head of military department. Next is Chief Qazi, who also known as Chief Judge. Chief Sadar, who was a supervisor of different grants which was given by the king. Next is Mir Saman. Mir Saman was in charge of imperial households. Next is prime minister. So during that time, the prime minister was called Wakil. Clear? Who had no effective powers. He was just an advisor who give uh, advice to the king. Akbar had important meeting with important officers. So number of officers appointed by him to time to assist him, and that officers he whenever he held meetings to meet these officers. One hall of private audience was there. The name of that hall is Diwane Khas. So Diwane Khas means hall of private audience, where meetings of different ministers were held by the king. Next, we will talk about the provincial administration. So, under the provincial administration, as we earlier know that the Akbar had divided his empire into 15 subas, 15 provinces. So, Akbar empire was divided into 15 provinces or subas, which were further subdivided into sarkars, and these in turn into parganas. Clear? So, subas into parganas, and each pargana comprised a number of villages. Clear? So each province was under the charge of a subedar. So in charge of province known as subedar, who had full civil and military powers. Subedar further assisted by the number of officials like Diwan, Bakshi, Kaji, Kotwal. Clear? So number of officers were there who assist the subedar, the head of the province. Clear? So each pargana was under the charge of a Faujdar. So head of pargana known as Faujdar, head of subas means provinces known as Subedar. Clear? The village was under the charge of a Mukaddam. So in charge of village known as Mukaddam during that time. A Patwari and a Chaukidar were also was there in the village. The administration in the provinces was on the lines of a central government. Next, we will talk about the revenue system during that time. Shesha system of land revenue was adopted by the Akbar. So, same system adopted by the Akbar with the few necessary changes. Clear? So, the land uh, collection, the revenue was fixed on the basis of the quality of land and quality of production. Two things noticed by the Akbar: quality of land and quantity of production. On the basis of that only revenue fixed. The revenue which was collected in cash or in kind, in both terms, cash as well as kind. Loan were also given to the farmers in times of need, whenever they need. Various projects were undertaken for the improvement of agriculture. Clear? So next is one revenue minister appointed by the Akbar, efficient revenue system minister known as Raja Todramal. Clear? So this land revenue system introduced during Akbar region was known as Todramal's Bandobast. ठीक है तो टोडरमल बंदोबस्त that revenue system name was given by the name because of the name of revenue minister Raja Todramal. So according to Todramal Bandobast, what is that bandobast? What is that land system? According to that, land was survived and categorized into four types. Four type of lands were categorized into four types lands, depending on whether it was regularly or occasionally cultivated. Then it was classified as good, middling, or bad. All land was measured with bamboos joined together with iron rings, and that thing is called jarib. The revenue was calculated on the basis of average produce and average price over the past 10 years. The land revenue was fixed at one third of the average produce. So one third of the average produce was taken as a land revenue according to Todramal Bandobast. Revenue could be paid either in cash or kind. If there was a natural calamity like flood, drought, these type of natural calamity was there, then state granted remission of revenue. So remission was also there. Remission means cancellation of that revenue collection. Clear? So loan were also given to the farmers whenever they need. Next is a Mansabdari system. So under the Mansabdari system, the Mughal administration was a military administration. For its successful functioning, Akbar introduced a new type of system known as Mansabdari system. He borrowed this system from Persia. From where he borrowed? From Persia. According to this Mansabdari system, this system was the basis of the civil and military administration of the country. The word Mansab means rank or status. Mansab means rank or status. Jat and Sawar were the two ranks of a Mansabdar. Two type of Mansabs were two type of rank given to the army. One is Jat and another one is Sawar. The word Jat means personal. It fixes the personal status of a person. The Sawar rank indicate the number of a cavalryman a person was required to maintain. So the number of soldiers varied from 10 to 7,000, independent on the nature and importance of the job. So the higher rank or mansabs were reserved for the royal family members. Clear? Means royal family members can hire more number of mansab for their security. Salaries were given to them paid to the mansab according to their rank in the form of jagir. The mansabdar were appointed, dismissed, or promoted by the emperor. That was a power of the emperor that they could appointed, dismiss it, or promoted to each mansab. So Akbar also introduced a system of branding horses, maintaining the description role of the soldier. This system worked with great efficiency during the time of Akbar. Clear? He also brand the horses, good quality of horses, one token given to them. Clear? So Mansabdari system collapsed after the death of Aurangzeb. Clear? So this is the Mansabdari system of Akbar. Next is Akbar religious policy. Which type of religious policy adopted by the Akbar during that time? So Akbar followed a liberal religious policy. He believed that every religion was basically good and led toward God. So follower of different religions should live peacefully with one another. So he was a liberal policy adopted by the Akbar. He was kind toward each religion. So according to him, first is Akbar abolished jizya and pilgrim tax. Jizya as well as premium, both were the taxes, kind of taxes, and that tax is religious tax. That the jizya is a religious tax paid to non by the non-Muslim. That also abolished by the Akbar. Clear?